Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead video, and today I'm going to do a top 5 worst Walking Dead episodes. And to do an honorable mention, I'm going to say almost the entirety of The Walking Dead Season 10C. Okay, episode 17 to 21, not counting Here's Negan because that's a good episode. They're all terrible, and I almost put them on the list, but I was like, they'll take up about almost half of the list, okay, because 2 of the episodes would be on it, but I was like, I can't do that, that's unfair. So they get the honorable mention, those 5 episodes, and specifically that one princess episode, because that was almost on here for a really long time, and I was like, I'm just going to exclude them all, because they're bonus episodes. They kind of don't count, but remember that princess episode is an honorary mention, especially on this list. Like, imagine that as like number 5.5, that's the princess episode. So let's get right into number 5, and number 5 is The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 4, Here's Not Here. This is the Morgan episode, remember? The reason why it's here, it doesn't exactly do anything. All it is just be a backstory for how Morgan went from Season 3, where he was clear Morgan, to Season 6, where he's now like kind of calm, every life is precious Morgan. And I don't understand why he got an entire episode. This could have been like maybe a little black flash, or it could have been maybe just told, and they decided to make an entire episode of it. It doesn't make sense with the pacing of the season, okay? And the episode just doesn't progress the story in any way. It is a flashback episode. There's no like going forwards to the build-up of the Saviors, which was the point of Season 6. There's no wolf stuff. This is literally just a flashback episode to Morgan, and that's why it's here at number 5. Now at number 4, and some people will definitely be expecting this one, I almost put The Walking Dead Season 8 Episode 8 on here, but then I remembered Episode 9 exists, and I almost put them together, but I was like, nah, we have to separate it. Okay, we have to separate it. Episode 9, Honor, okay, and this is a very important episode, because this is the episode that Carl dies, you know. Yes, this episode. The reason why it's here is because we found out he was bit in episode 8. Then we had the whole Christmas break to be like, oh, he's gonna die. And then they stretch out his death for an entire episode. This entire episode is just Rick and Michonne dragging Carl around while he slowly dies, okay? This could have been... Carl dying could have been at the end of episode 8, and this episode could become something completely different. But no, they dragged out Carl's death for another episode. He dies over 2 episodes, and this one is going to be on this list, episode 9, just because how much they dragged his death, okay? We have never had someone take 2 episodes to die from a bite, okay? And Honor will be here. Now, in the 3rd spot, this one's going to be quite like crowd split in, but A Certain Doom. Season 10, Episode 16. Yes, I hated this episode with a passion. It didn't help how they tried to build up the hype for this because, you know, COVID happened. Episode 15 was the, like, kind of last episode we watched, and we didn't get to watch Episode 16 until, like, October. Like, I think it was, like, May time, 15. 16 was, like, a standalone episode in October. And it kind of was built up and, like, oh, it's the final Whisperer episode. And it wasn't very good, okay? Like, the reason why I don't like this episode... There are, like, it's the Whisperers. They are surrounded by walkers. Who dies? Oh, yeah, some side character that you don't care about from Oceanside. All the main characters, oh, yeah, they all get these big fake-out deaths. Like, Gabriel gets a fake-out one. Carol gets a fake-out one. It's so annoying. Like, you set up all these big comic deaths. Like, I think Gabriel had his comic death set up. And then you set up Andrea's comic death and give it to them. And they both survived. And you're like, wow. Okay, so... no one dies, okay? Literally, the final battle with the Whisperers. And it didn't help that Norman Reedus was like, oh yeah, this is like The Walking Dead's version of the Battle of Winterfell. No, it wasn't, okay? It was absolutely terrible. The Battle of Winterfell had 5 major characters died. This had 1 side character and everyone had fake-out deaths. And I really hate this episode. And do you know what's worse? They even teased Negan versus Beta in this episode, and it never happened. And the worst bit is that it was originally in the script, it was originally going to happen, and then Norman Reedus somehow had the power to veto it, and he said, I don't want to film it, okay? Because the plan was to do a good, maybe a 2 or 3 minute fight between Negan, Beta, and Daryl, and the Norman Reedus was like, I don't want to film it won't work. So they cut it down to, like, the shitty fight we got, okay? Yes, I am still salty over this, and that is why this episode is third, okay? Now we're in the top 2, and I'm pretty sure both of these are not going to be surprises. So in second place is the season finale for Season 6, The Last Day on Earth, and the whole reason this is here is because the cliffhanger ending, you know, with Negan, the big, like, build-up moment to who he's going to kill, and then it cuts to first person, you don't see who dies. Yeah, that's the whole reason this is here, because why? That was the whole point of the season, to build up to Negan coming, and then you didn't even do it in the season. I know, it's terrible. Okay, we had to wait an entire, like, summer break to find out what happened. And this is here just for that one bit. Everything about this episode is great, but the end just ruins it. And because of that, it is here in second place. Now let's get into number 1, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows what's going to be here. It is Swear, episode 6 of season 7. This is the terrible Tara episode. You know, the terrible character? Yeah, they gave her an episode, and it was absolutely bad. Problems with this episode is Keith just disappears. Okay, they forget about him. He just kind of like disappears in the episode. Tara is not a very good protagonist. Okay, we get a very badly paced episode. It's not connected to the story at all. We didn't have to see this. Okay, season 7 was already bad enough with nothing happened in the first half, and then you put this in it, which is not progressing the story at all. We could have just kind of had Tara walk back or something, but no, they gave her an entire episode which does nothing for the story, even though the story badly needed it. This episode is just everything that was wrong with season 7, kinda. And that is my list. What do you think? Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with some of it? Please tell me, I'd like to know. What is your list? Tell me what your list is. Talk to you guys later.